New bill also extends unemployment benefits just days before they were set to expire. 41 Action News reporter Andres Gutierrez has a closer look at what this means for local families.
There are more than 18 million Americans still receiving unemployment benefits as of last month. Those benefits were set to stop this weekend, but this latest relief bill extends them, giving those looking for a job a bit of breathing room.
My anxiety level has, come from like up here to like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do, to, okay, now we still got time. We still got relief coming.
Under the COVID relief bill passed Wednesday, unemployment benefit recipients like Kimberly Newby Dorsey will continue to get an extra $300 a week on top of what she gets from the state of Missouri, only $59.
Heat, electricity, if my kids need shoes, if they need something to deal with school, that's what it goes towards. And by the end of the week, it's gone.
41 Action News first met Newby Dorsey last March when she showed us how she planned to spend the money from the first stimulus check. Since then, she has struggled to find a job.
I just don't try to get my hopes up. There's a difference between having hope and getting your hopes up.
To save money ahead of another stimulus check, she and her family bought a house in northern Clay County.
Because we just couldn't rent anymore. The market just wasn't where we needed it to be. We're going to use it to basically pay ourselves back for what we had to struggle or cut off to make this move.
And she plans to save the rest for bills and in case her unemployment benefits run out. Those benefits have been extended through September 6. In Kansas City, Andres Gutierrez, 41 Action News.
The bill also waives federal taxes on some unemployment benefits collected last year. For an individual, there are no federal taxes on your first $10,000 of unemployment. For couples, it's the first $20,000. President Joe Biden will mark tomorrow's one-year anniversary of the country shutting down with a primetime address. You can watch it tomorrow at 7 o'clock right here on 41 Action News.
Well, just days after the University of Kansas parted ways with its head football coach Les Miles after investigation revealed accusations of improper conduct while at LSU, well, now the university is saying goodbye to its athletic director. Our sports director Mick Schaefer in the newsroom with more on today's decision. Mick.
Hey there, Kevin. Yeah, it went from compiling a list of football coaching candidates at KU to now compiling a list of athletic directors who will have their own list of football coaching candidates. KU parting ways with AD Jeff Long 2 days after the school parted ways with football coach Les Miles. And boy, what a difference 2 years makes. This was our interview with Jeff Long at the 2019 Big 12 tournament. It was Long's first Big 12 tournament as KU AD, and due to COVID and his departure now, turns out his only Big 12 tournament as KU AD. Along those lines, Bill Self issued a statement today. Jeff and I enjoyed a good working relationship, and I wish him well in all of his future endeavors. I have the utmost trust and respect for Chancellor Girard, and I am confident that he will find us a tremendous new leader. KU will have an interim AD, and looking for a new full-time AD will be the Chancellor, a search firm, and 4 alumni advisors. One of them is former basketball standout Wayne Simeon. In the newsroom, Mick Schaefer, 41 Action News.
Well, we're not done with the rainfall yet. Look at these, the reds and the oranges. Take a look at our scale up here. That's between about 2 to 5 inches of rainfall coming over the next week. Coming up, I'll let you know when our next round of rain arrives.
They are so happy to feel like they're on a journey to see COVID-19 leave our community.
A new wave of people will be eligible for the vaccine next week in Missouri. How a local clinic is preparing and providing a model for others in the metro.
If you love animals and nature and you are looking for a job, maybe these kids could be one of the perks. The Overland Park Parks and Rec Department is hiring. They have dozens of seasonal jobs. I'll tell you all about it on We're Hiring.
The latest, We're Hiring with Lindsay Shively tomorrow morning on 41 Action News.
Storm Tracker on 41 Action News is sponsored by Gladstone Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
A Northland Vaccine Clinic has administered more than 30,000 doses of the COVID vaccine.
Now Operation Safe is gearing up for Monday when the next vaccine tier opens up in Missouri. I-Team reporter Kat Reed goes in depth with what they're expecting and how the clinic is paving the way for others.
This was the beginning of Operation Safe. During the first week of February, we saw cars lining up. Inside them, people eager to roll up their sleeves. In the months since this video was captured, the clinic has doled out more than 30,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine.
They are so happy to feel like they're on a journey to see COVID-19 leave our community and that they're going to be safe and are actually going to be able to hug their grandchildren again.
As of March 15th, there will be a lot more people chasing that feeling. Another 550,000 Missouri residents will be eligible for a shot. Operation Safe organizers say they're already seeing an uptick in sign-ups on their interest form.
There's a finite amount of vaccine supply right now, and the best advice I can give people is make sure you're signing up on multiple lists, just like the advice has been before.
And to do it as quickly as possible.
If you have signed up for Tier 3 2 weeks ago, you might be slightly ahead of someone who signs up today.
By next week, Operation Safe is hoping to vaccinate 4,000 people a day. Other leaders are taking notice. Mayor Quinton Lucas and members of his vaccine task force toured the clinic last week. The mayor called it, quote, the envy of our region and state.
They have a pretty impressive operation. So we are having some dialogue with them on how we might, as a region, collaborate.
Meanwhile, as Operation Safe gets ready for next week, one team member is optimistic about the supply chain.
The supply of vaccines is going to exponentially increase over the next couple of months. And certainly there are other avenues beyond Operation Safe for vaccinations, as he mentioned, especially commercial pharmacies are going to ratchet up their numbers as well.
I'm I-Team reporter Kat Reed, 41 Action News.
We link to the Operation Safe interest form on our website, kshb.com. For people who do not have access to the internet, the Mid-America Regional Council has a vaccine hotline you can call. That number is 816-421-4980. One more time, 816-421-4980.
Here's Kansas City's most accurate forecast from meteorologist Wes Peary.
All right, I think nearly the worst of it is over. I say nearly because the National Weather Service just issued a severe thunderstorm warning down here for Chanute, Kansas, and this thing's probably going to track close to Nevada and then right down here closer to Stockton. Now, that's kind of out of our neck of the woods, but all this stuff right here is pretty much going to remain non-severe for the rest of this evening. It's just going to be raining for a while down in Warsaw and Eldon as waves of showers continue to pass through there. Another cool time-lapse video we have here. I mean, watch as the sun sets, right, and the low clouds start to build in, and then you really see the rain. It just kind of like wallops the camera. There it comes right there, wallops it. It kind of shakes it a little bit with some more thunder and lightning still on the backside of the system. This was kind of our first full taste of spring, right? We had the warm temperatures, and now we're getting the spring-like showers and thunderstorms. So cool. All right, I'm going to step back in front of things here and show you where the storm is still located. So Clinton, it's headed right through you guys right now. And again, from about Tipton, Missouri through Warsaw, Butler, and north of Fort Scott, the rain is just kind of going to settle there for the rest of tonight. But Kansas City is done. We're down to 52 degrees, and the wind has let up a little bit. It's still breezy, with gusts up to 26 miles per hour. We made it to 76 degrees for a high today. So Robert Olinger, you are in the contest to win some money at the end of the month. We got really warm today, obviously. The warm front lifted through, but now the cold front is moving through. Done with the tornado risk to our north, and for all intents and purposes, we're nearly done with the severe risk here in our area. But south of Pleasanton, there was that one severe thunderstorm warning that may track just over here closer to Truman Lake and then the Lake of the Ozarks. But the deal is the storm fuel and the storms are about to separate. And so the storms are just going to be kind of doing their own thing here along the cold front, continuing to wave through Clinton, through Pleasanton, through Sedalia. Look at this. I mean, it's 4 a.m. and the waves of rain are still coming. There may be a few sprinkles closer to Kansas City and into Lee Summit, but this stuff is not going to be severe. It's just going to be heavy rainfall, kind of cleaning off the streets and the sidewalks from all of the gunk that's left from clearing the snowfall. Some clouds possible tomorrow morning, but sunshine and no snow. It's going to be like 60 degrees tomorrow afternoon. A tad breezy, but not nearly as windy as what it was today. An additional ½ an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rainfall are possible down here in Pleasanton and Adrian as this comes through, but this is pretty much what we picked up in downtown. We picked up about about ½ an inch of rainfall. We have more rain to get through After that, Thursday's dry, but then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, really heavy rainfall possible on Sunday. It starts to lift through. And then even again, we may have some rainfall to deal with on Monday, maybe Tuesday and Wednesday as well, right? It's just going to be really, really wet after we get through tomorrow. How wet? Well, maybe 4 to 6 inches of rainfall over the next week in this orangish area right here. And the reds, that's more of a 2 to 4 inch scenario. We talk about this in our latest blog with Gabbing with Gary. Check it out on kshb.com. We'll go in depth with it. So tonight,